Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 4. What must I say? This is the reaction that we were waiting for. When we drop points at Burnley, and we drop points again at Leeds, and we drop points again at Arsenal. So, this one was overdue. We needed to react like this. And boy, we played well today. I don't want to lie. Listen, we spoke about the importance of this game before we even came here. We said we needed to win this game. It was a must-win game, for many reasons, And I say, out of all the teams that we could take out of the top 5 race, it has to be Aston Villa. Because Liverpool were starting to pick up points in their last couple games. United starting to pick up points in their last couple games as well. When we were dropping points, 2 out of 9 points. But the only team that was kind of inconsistent, since the 3-4 games was Aston Villa. And I said, when you look at the amount of games that they have to play this season, and also the fact that I think they're in Europe as well, Conference League or some. Is it Conference League or Europe? I can't remember, but they're definitely in one of these European competition, if I'm not mistaken. So when you look at their depth, it's not as good, obviously, as ours. So you'd beg Chelsea to have much more quality in terms of that depth. So I was saying we needed to beat Aston Villa. That way we can get as close as we can to them. So if we are going to take someone out, better be them, or I don't care who, but more likely it will be them. So we played well today from the get-go. Lineup, can't complain. I just didn't understand why Sanchez didn't play, but I guess it's because of the performances he's been putting the last couple games, those shaky moments against us now. I think, the coach felt he needed to have some time to himself on the bench. Yeah. But then Jurgensen comes on and do the same thing. The same thing that Sanchez was probably, got benched for. Jurgensen literally came and replicated the same fuckery, But in general, I thought he played really well. I actually didn't think they tested him enough. I would have wanted to see what he would have, done in terms of, being under pressure, because I don't think Jurgensen gets into as much pressure as Sanchez does get some time, even though they kind of do put themselves in those situations most of the time. Yeah, but I thought we played well first half. We played really well. We looked like, a team that actually was tired of dropping points, a team that is actually aware about the top 5 competition, and a team that is aware that we need Champions League next season in terms of like financial, even just as fan bases. We want to see our team in Champions League, and I'm sure they also want to go into Champions League next season. So the only way to do that was to make sure we won't lose this game today. And I listen, I don't really have too much positive to say when it comes to Chelsea, especially as of recent, but I have to say today we played really well. Now let's just touch base quickly on the individual performances. We're gonna start with Jurgensen. Like I said, for me, he had really, really shaky moments at the back there. The type of pressure that he was putting himself. No one else was putting him in that pressure. It's not like Aston Villa were too good that they were putting him under pressure. It was just so like he was the one not releasing the ball as quick as he should have been, and then end up being under pressure. But I think I'll give him a 5. Malo Gusto, I thought he did well today when he was overlapping. Yes, he could have had an assist or even a goal, but it is what it is. It's Malo Gusto. But him going forward today, it's not as effective as when Reece James goes up there, but it's definitely something. It does help Cole Palmer create that extra body into the line of 4 or 3, whichever way. We look at Fofana and Chalobah. Look, no complaints. I do still believe that that's one of our strongest, pairing centre back. Yes, of course, Colwill has to be in the mix, but I do think that Fofana and Chalobah, when they play together, they do seem to perform really well as a unit. Now, Jero Heto, yeah, every time a player like Cucurella gets injured, you're always gonna worry because he does give so much to the team. But I have to say, Jero Hater, for me, he has held his own. He has played well in the past couple games. And it's hard to give credit when you don't win these games or when you keep conceding silly goals. But I thought, someone of his age, first time in the Premier League, I thought he was going to struggle, but he seemed to be holding his position quite well when Cucurella is not available. Now, Reece James, Caicedo in the midfield. I don't know. People often talk about how Cole Palmer is the most important player in Chelsea squad. Yes, he is. But I would say he's one of the most important players. You have to give credit to Caicedo and Reece James. These two players are actually two of the most important players that are in our squad. We need them available for PSG. We need them available for when we play Man City, Liverpool. Like these players, we need them each and every game because of how important they are. I thought Cole Palmer today wasn't really lively in the match, but he did produce, one or two or three moments, obviously, with his goal as well, which he took very well from the build-up to the point that he actually ended up scoring the goal. Enzo Fernandez today, that's another one. I have to give him credit. Why? Because obviously that assist, his defensive duties were really, really good. He played so many good balls for Garnacho in behind. He played really good goals for João Pedro as well. He played really well. He was moving different positions. He was at the left sided when he needed to be. He was in the central midfielder when he needed to be. And also he was there as a number 10 when Cole Palmer was drifting to the right side. So for me, he played really well. And I don't have these agendas like other people do. I thought Enzo Fernandez, I do think that, no, Enzo Fernandez is one of the best players as well in the Chelsea squad. For me, you're going to have to put players like Cole Palmer, Fernandez, Caicedo, and Reece James, most important players. Of course, João Pedro is still also important, which he showed his quality again today. I think for me, right now, in current form, he's the complete striker. Why? Because he's scoring goals. When you want him to defend, he's defending. Now, that's not a requirement for a striker, but if you're going to have a striker that can also defend, why not? When he drops deep, he's able to link up play. His hold up play up front is good. He switches, he can shoot left, right foot, he's good, comfortable. So for me, he can score in the sky, he can score with his feet as well. So for me, he's good on the air, he's good, off air. But my thing is, he played really well today. 3 goals and 1 assist. I still don't know where the assist came from. However, I know he was there in the build-up. But, yeah, I still don't know. But either way, that's fine. Garnacho for me, listen, I've made my opinion very clear and loudly that I'd never rated this guy. I didn't want him at Chelsea. I don't think he's a good player. There's nothing that Garnacho does that I'm like, wow, he's good at that. He can't take on his man. When you want him to shoot, he can't even fucking shoot. When you want him to he's not a good player. That's just the bottom line. Garnacho is not a good player. But I have to give him credit today. I thought today, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I thought, apart from obviously 1 or 2 moments where he could have had a goal or an assist, which he messed it up, like he always does. But today, I thought he was not too bad. He was not too bad. Maybe it's because we won the match, so I'm not really angry at him. But he wasn't too bad today. And he got an assist. So, yeah, how bad could he be? But, yeah. It is what it is, people. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.